I was in the Army for 23 years and I was a chaplain. Legally, our main job is to make sure every soldiers have the right to exercise their own religion. So for example, if there's a pagan and trying to practice their religion and say Christian commander think that that's not a good religion, so they're trying to beat them up, not literally, then I have to stand before them and say that's his or her legitimate religion, so I have to defend. Depends on how sincere they are. Along with that, we have to do a lot of counseling for the soldiers. So as part of that, I was trained to be the marriage and family therapist. At least in the Army, we are assigned to like battalion unit. So we do whatever the soldiers do in terms of trainings. So I traveled with the soldiers. So I've been to Haiti, I've been to Iraq, and I just went wherever they tell me to go. I'm seeing more difficulty in Haiti.
Really?
Because that's when, I don't remember, because probably 1993 or 4. So before we went in, until the day, we didn't know whether we were going to war or not. But on the day we flew, I guess President Carter or ex-President Carter had made a negotiation. So we went in as a peace. But when we got there, we didn't know what to expect. We slept in the airport field with the big grass, and I really didn't know. I just followed them around, and later we found out there was a trenchers in there. But our unit was a boat unit, even though it was the Army, small boat. So we were driving from airport to the port, the Haiti port. And we didn't know what to expect, so everybody was lock and load, meaning ready to shoot. But as we going in the truck, people were so welcoming. They are following and clapping, and so that was the welcome we did not expect. But at the time that we saw so much poverty and how like a big pile of garbage pile and people just washing their faces, and I'm not sure how they eat, but barefoot, children naked because they don't have anything to wear. When we went to the port, that was so dirty. There's no porta potty when we first got there, so they had to build the portable places, and soldiers had to really burn those things. And at that time, we just have to live in a cot by cot, so male, female, all mixed, and mouse going back and forth and things like that. We had it one side, and another side we had a Navy unit, and they are more, I guess, humorous. So every time they catch those mice or rat, they draw a picture on the wall. I used to think that the MRE, those packaged meal, I thought it was the best meal, and figured, why the soldiers complain? And I just said, why don't they just complain? But I went there for 2 months, I think for 2 months. That's the only thing we had, the MRE and the highly chlorinated water, because they didn't have water, so they, I guess, with the ropew, I think they call it, so the seawater, they turn it to the water, so they put a lot of chlorine to, I guess, sanitize it. So with that, after a while, you don't want to even look at it. I have seen those things and just talking, and I learned to appreciate what I have, because I did not really appreciative. I said, I didn't have this and that, but I realized how much I had. And some soldiers, I feel like they are survivors, how they grew up, and I'm amazed, how did they survive? We are so judgmental with other people unless you go through. So I'm aware of how skeptical I can be of other people without put myself in that position. When I first went to Army, there are soldiers who didn't see me as a chaplain. And this, I think they saw me as a Korean woman. So first thing they talk about is how they went to the bar in Korea when they were assigned. But as I stayed longer and longer, I just noticed every time I move to different assignment, I have to rebuild my reputation because I'm not typical, because female chaplain is not that abundant. So I said, oh, you're the first female chaplain I have seen. Things like that, even though there are about 50, around 50 in the active duty. So not only I have to overcome the male typical, but being a female and Asian. So I'm not very sensitive what other people think or say, I think. So I just focus on what I need to do. And then they start recognizing me as such. But it has been always like that. I have to build myself or build my reputation. Especially in chaplain corps, there are a lot of politics.
Oh.
And I think. So if you do not have somebody who pulls you through, it's very hard to get the right assignment. And if you don't get the right assignment, you do not probably move up to the right position and how to get the rank. And I have seen really good people, good chaplains, who does not move up the rank and be pushed out. And some people who I thought, how could he?
Right.
Then they just move up the rank.
Because they know how to manage up.
Yeah, or they know how to network with the right people. It was a challenging too, because as I go up the rank, I saw so much the human side, and so I was getting a little bit tired of being part of. I don't know how to play those politics, so I said maybe it's time for me to move on. Looking back, now I appreciate it, even though when I was going through, I was always complaining to God. I said, God, what are you doing to me? But I see the wisdom and keeping me grounded. So I think one of the things that it's keep theme is that what I do is not what I do in terms of what I accomplish. It's not my own. And whatever is obstacle is, if it's God's will, I will go over and make it happen, not because of my will. So that's a repeating theme. And I realize over and over when I try to get my nose high and whatever and say, oh, yeah, accomplished, God has a way of knocking me down with the people or the situation. So that's, to me, God, it took about 23 years I forgot it, for me to realize, okay, God is in charge. My name is Suk Jong Lee. This is my Korean American story.